Look at how frayed and gnarled up these ends are. Beautiful bow needs a beautiful string, and I'm gonna show you how to make one today. Okay, first thing you're gonna wanna know is how long your bow is knock to knock, unstrung. So mine is 64. Okay, you're gonna take that 64 number and you're gonna add 20 to it. I've got a spare 2x4 laying here. You're gonna need something like that. Either a 2x4 or a wall, either will work. It's 85. So 1 inch from the bottom will be 84. Two materials that I'm gonna be using. Dynaflight 97, Dynaflight 97. You're gonna want 8 wraps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're gonna want 8 of those with black and 8 of those with red. Take a sharp knife, cut right there on the end. Keep the ends together. You want to kind of pull towards you and squeeze some of the waxiness. It'll help the strings kind of bind to itself. And then I put it over my back so it doesn't get dirty. We're gonna cut the other end off. We're gonna find about the middle point and we're gonna hang it somewhere while we do the red one. It's time for the red. Get them bunched together. It's okay if it falls off. If you have any strays, just make sure, cut it real uniform. I've got my black strands there. I've got my red strands there. I would for sure take the time to wax your strings because all the threads become like one in comparison to this. This is the same thing, just pre and post wax. Here we're just cutting extra strands that will become part of our string loops to help with abrasion and friction. A little bit of string wax and bind these together. I know that I'm going to start my twist about 8 to 10 inches down. So roughly about right here. So this is my action point. Think of that as your middle point. Grab one of these extra strands and kind of bond that on at that middle point. You grab with your index and thumb, twist away from you as you're grabbing with your pointer finger and twisting back towards you. So you twist away, you grab, you twist back towards you. You twist away, you grab, you twist back towards you. And something else that I'm leaving out is that I'm pinching with my left hand each time so that those added twists don't just disappear on me. Once you have about 2 inches, join those two together. So pretend like that's together. And then I want you to isolate all your black strands and all your red strands. Now you're just going to continue the same thing. Just take all those blacks, and it will be the hardest to get started. After you have it started, it becomes very, very easy again. Take all your reds. You may have to do a couple of twists away to kind of lock everything in. Make sure that you undo the tangles that are developing down your string. Eventually get to the part where it's just real skinny. See here? Goes from fat to skinny. Whenever you're at the skinny part, I would just do about 4 or 5 more inches, and then that can be the end of your wraps on this end. So I think I've gone far enough. We can manipulate these ends and not have to worry about screwing up anything that we've already done. These ends, we need to look at the twist that we've put in, because we put in a lot of helical twist, and we need to get that out so that it's pretty much straight. We have our clamped end, but we also have the start of one of our loops. The reason I'm doing this is so that I know where to start my twists inwards. So this is our original end. This is where we straightened everything out all through here. And then where I've been gripping with my right hand, that's where it's gonna start. And remember that we did about 5 inches of just 16 strands of twists. We had about 5 inches of that. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay, so now we're gonna put in our double ups and we're gonna continue working up. Okay, so this should be right about at the end of our bow. So let's check. So normally you want 3 to 4 inches. Okay, here's the string that we were using. I'm gonna put it on just to see how close our estimate was. So the top of the loop needs to be right there. But also remember that this bowstring is going to stretch. Let me show you how you tie it back into itself. It's really cool. This is kind of like where the magic happens. So you're gonna keep all your blacks together and you're gonna keep all your reds together. And I would put a little bit of string wax on them and twist them because it'll make it easier. You have to feed it through the line itself. So right here, we're gonna open up. I think you can see this. You see that hole right there? We're gonna open that up, and all of our red strands are gonna go through it one way, just like that. And all of our black strands are gonna go through it the other way, just like this. See that? Now what I like to do is after I have them through, I'll take the bottom and I will twist it to kind of close up that. It's almost like you open a door, you shove the strings through it, and then you close that door. And you close it by twisting the bottom again. And then you just find the next one below what you just passed through, and you're gonna pass the opposite way on the next one. So if red went forwards, it's gonna go backwards. So like on this one, here's my next door, and my red is coming out, so now it has to come back. Okay, so I know I've got a lot of extra. I'm not gonna trim this though until I know I'm at the perfect length. That might be perfect. This string is gonna stretch just a little bit, and this brace height is almost perfect. At the string loops, we actually have 16 and then an extra 6. So we actually have 22 strands comprising the loops. It'll help combat some friction, and it'll help keep the string alive a little bit longer.
Just use a big lighter to burn off any of those extra fuzzies.
Looks good. Real thick through there, extra support, real nice and waxed. That's the part where it thins out. All right, new bow, slick new string. And if you stick around tomorrow and you like and subscribe, I'll show you how to put some serving on there. The first thing I want you to do is get your bow strung. I'm just gonna eyeball, and I'm gonna make a mark there. That little black mark is gonna be our starting point. You're gonna take 3 fingers. So this distance in between my fingers is what we're serving. All right. Now the purpose of unstringing it is so that we can open up our strings and feed some serving through there. We see our little mark, serving running around through. And now we're gonna restring the bow. Guys, so you can see this little tag end right here. We need to go over that as we're doing this. Now, when you have the spool on the closer side to you, you want the string coming off the top, not the bottom. If it's at the bottom, it makes it way harder to apply pressure. Do your wraps. The first couple are gonna be the hardest. Make sure to get that tag end. Once you get to that 4th and 5th one, that tag end starts to behave a little bit more. If you can see on the red, that's our black mark. That's our final line. We're about 1/2 inch from there. This is where the strategy is going to change a little bit. So we just have a free tag end, and we've got a little bit of room from right here where my right index finger is to where we want to terminate. That's where we want to end our serving. So we're going to do kind of an invisible knot. You're going to take 3 fingers and pull down, and then you're going to go over the knot. So we've been going counterclockwise around this whole thing. We're going to continue that, but instead of going counterclockwise and going forwards, you're going to go counterclockwise back through the loop that we're holding open with our left hand. So I'm still going counterclockwise, but I'm going back towards my original serving. Okay, I think right there is probably pretty good. And now I'm holding the loop open with my left hand. I'm bringing the tag end over and pulling it to where the rest of my original serving was. I'm gonna hold the loop open with my right hand while still holding the tag end. I'm gonna use my right thumb to hold that tag just so I can get a better grip with my left. This left side wants to rotate counterclockwise. But now as I rotate the left side counterclockwise, you're gonna pinch down and watch this right side. It's actually undoing the wraps. I just continue what I'm doing. Now, when you get to the end, wrap your fingers around, get a good grip, and start tugging. You see that loop disappearing? If I pull this tag end, that is our final cinch down. You see how tight it gets? Tight, 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 tight. Now that is not going anywhere. Cut right there. Let's see if we did it right. Thank you all so much for the recent support. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.